good. And we are live. Hello and a very good afternoon to you. My name is Jose and it is 3rd of February 2021. I'm gonna switch off my Slack and all the notifications, otherwise it'll keep pinging in. Sorry about that. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK. A very warm welcome to today's live stream. Every weekday we go live at this time, and I cover topics such as Google Ads, video marketing, video ads, search, display, remarketing, any kind of ads which you can think of on the Google network. Today I'm going to save you a bit of money because I'll be talking about some very costly mistakes which people make when running their Google ads. If you are new here, a very warm welcome to you and also to those who are our regulars. The format of this session is very informal and friendly. I'll cover today's topic, and any questions you may have, please put them in the comment box around the video, and I'll come to them towards the end of the session. I just want to make sure once more we are live and everything is streaming okay, and it looks pretty good, because it's going to be very frustrating for me just to be talking to a computer screen. Let me open up my slideshow and then we can get started. Now, if you want to join in our coaching program and you want to take your Google Ads and your digital marketing to the next level, then we've got a great coaching and training program which we have just recently launched, and we cover topics such as Google Ads, video, analytics, tag manager, display network, pretty much anything and everything you need to learn to take your business to the next level. On the screen, the URL is there, so you can go there afterwards and find out more about this coaching program. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the 10 costly mistakes. Now, these are not the biggest ones. These are some of the mistakes, and to talk about all the mistakes which people make in Google Ads, I think it might take me a whole week, because there are so many things which can go wrong, or things which people do wrong and make big mistakes. It's incredible. And these are some of the biggest mistakes which I see in accounts when I take over. And these are not in any order. It's just these mistakes which will cost you and hurt your campaign and obviously your bank balance, because the campaigns won't perform as well as they ought to. First thing I'm going to talk about is adding or linking Google Ads to analytics. This is quite important because you can get a lot of information from analytics and you can import them into Google Ads. Things like your audiences, event tracking, goals, or anything else which you have, even conversions which you may have set up in analytics. Bring them in Google Ads and it will give you another layer of data. So for example, let's say if you are not getting many conversions at present, you want to find out how good or bad the quality of the traffic is. So you can quite easily import the audiences or goals which you may have set up in analytics and see how many people stay on your website for 3 minutes or more. How many of them bounce off within 5 seconds. So those kind of audiences you can add or exclude from your Google Ads campaign. You can also bring in your actual conversions and also see side by side with your Google Ads conversion tracking, to make sure that something may have broken, and if the Google Ads is showing 0 conversions, whereas analytics is showing a particular number, then you know that there's something wrong, and you can pick up these things pretty quickly. And there's lots of other things which you can do when you bring in analytics data into the account. So to give you a very simple analogy, when we sit down in the car, go in the car to drive from A to B, the first thing we do when we switch on the car is look at our dashboard, right? And whilst we are driving, we are constantly looking at that dashboard, how much fuel we've got left, what speed we are traveling at, are there any red lights popping up or not. Now, if I were to blank out your dashboard and then ask you to drive, it will be pretty impossible and dangerous to drive. And this is what happens when we don't have analytics. Your dashboard is blank and you're trying to drive your business forward. So I would highly recommend that you add your link your analytics to your Google Ads. Use of negative keywords or list. Now you can add negative keywords at ad group level, campaign level, account level, or you can also create a list which you can then apply to all the campaigns in one go. That is the best way to maintain and manage all your negative keywords, because you don't have to keep adding them at every campaign and make more work for yourself. What you want to do is to create a list of account level negative list, apply them to all your campaigns, and keep adding them as you find out. Now, how do you find all these new negative keywords? Is through your search term report. Depends on how often you go in there. If it's a small account, you may want to go in there once a week or maybe twice a week. But if the account is big and you're spending a lot of money, I would recommend that you go in there every day because of the amount of data which will be in there. So adding negative keywords is the best way to stop your wastage. You will also find that using negative keywords is going to improve your conversions, conversion rates, and lower your cost per conversion because you are wasting less. Your ads are showing more for the relevant search terms, and you are avoiding those irrelevant clicks on your ads. This I find staggering because even when I see big accounts spending tens and tens of thousands of dollars, the conversion tracking hasn't been set up the right way. Without conversion tracking, you are pretty much flying or driving with a blindfold over your eyes. You cannot run, and I repeat, you cannot run any campaigns, be it Google Ads, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, any kind of advertising without conversion tracking. The other important thing is, if you don't use, first of all, you don't know what your conversion or cost per conversion is, or how much ROAS you are getting back. The second thing is, the algorithm or the machine learning will never learn what you are trying to track and convert. So it is absolutely critical that you have this set up and you get it right as quickly as possible. Sometimes the conversion tracking does break, but it can be fixed, and if somebody has made some changes to the website, for example, it may break, or for any number of reasons something has happened. What I would highly recommend that you do is use Google Tag Manager to set up all your pixels and tags in one place. And as long as the Tag Manager tag or pixel, whatever you want to call it, is on the website, all you need to do is to maintain, manage, and organize all these conversion tracking, remarketing, Facebook pixel, LinkedIn tags from Google Tag Manager. That's what I would do. When setting up your campaigns, keep the search and the display networks separately, because it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges and it muddies up the data a lot. Display network is a different network to the search one. There is no intent, whereas search, it has got intent. It is we are targeting the bottom of the funnel traffic. They are looking for a solution to their problem, and the display network is the top of the funnel, where we are raising our brand awareness, or we want someone to stumble upon our product, service, or business. So you can't compare them like for like, and you can't have them in the same campaigns. So keep them separate at all times. Although Google has got those check boxes when you're setting up the campaigns, make sure that it is unchecked and you are only running your search campaigns on the search network, and then run a separate campaign should you wish to run on the display network as well. Unless you are running a campaign for brand awareness and you just want to maximize your branding and reach to your audience, I would highly recommend you do not run with broad match keywords. It's too broad, as the name suggests, and you will find search terms and search queries which are triggering your ads, which has got nothing to do with your product or service. What's going to happen is you're going to waste a ton of money with very little or no results, and eventually you're going to give up, get fed up, and come to a conclusion that Google Ads doesn't work for you and it's a waste of time and money. You have got phrase match, broad modified, and exact match, along with negative keywords, to have a lot of control as to when your ads show up and how broad you want to go. If you just want to go very tight and very small to a very targeted audience, then you go with the exact match. But if you want to go a little bit more wider or go a bit broader, go with phrase and then broad modified. Broad match, I can't remember when we ever used this, going back to when we started using Google Ads, possibly at that time when I didn't know much about it. But other than that, we never use broad match keywords in our agency. Use ad extensions. It doesn't cost you any additional money. All it does, it makes your ads a lot bigger. So why wouldn't you want to have a bigger ad on Google compared to just having your 3 headlines and 2 description lines? You've got a variety of ad extensions, call out, price, structured snippet, site links. All of these are available. You can set them up. If your website is fairly straightforward, like ours is, we've got a handful of services, a blog, and that's about it really. Nothing complicated about it. I would set up my site extensions or ad extensions at the account level. So once they are set up and approved, I don't need to worry about it. Every time I set up a new campaign, those extensions are going to run at account level. So it will be applied to all the campaigns, and I don't need to keep running, making them up every time. If you have a particular service where you do not want extensions of another service showing up on a particular service, then you make those extensions at campaign level. But majority of the time, for smaller accounts, I would recommend that you set these up at account level. Managing your expectations and your client expectations if you are a freelancer or an agency and running ads for your clients. If you take on an account which already has got some data in it, then at least you can see the conversions, cost per conversions, and the conversion rates. And then you can have a look at the account, make an audit, and then you can give recommendations that yes, we can increase the conversions or reduce the cost per conversions by X amount of dollars. But what you want to do is to manage the client expectations as well. Don't say to your client that once I start running your campaign, you are going to get lots of leads and sales. Yes, the goal is to get more leads or sales, but it takes time. If it was so easy, then the whole world will be doing this. Every business person in the world will be running Google Ads. But what happens is majority of them give up within a month or so because they have been running the ads the wrong way. They're expecting things far too quickly. And also with all the hype about the machine learning and the AI, people expect, you know what, Google or Facebook, I'll just throw a few ads at them, give them a bit of budget, and they're going to go and get the conversions and the sales. Well, they may be doing their job. Google and Facebook might be getting you the right traffic. But what if there is a problem on your website? What if it doesn't give the users a great landing page experience? Your offer isn't straightforward and is confusing. The pricing could be either too expensive or too low, which makes it too good to be true. The call to action is hidden somewhere where people can't click the button, or the buy button is not working, or there's a problem with the form submit button. So don't blame everything on Google Ads. You've got to look at your website as well. It's got to work seamlessly right from that search term or that click on the ad right through to the thank you page where somebody has converted. It's got to have a seamless a journey from at every stage of the funnel, or the click, or the number of pages, and then you are going to start to see some really good results. So without optimizing your website even, and just hoping that yes, I've got a website and Google Ads is a waste of money, is not the right way to go about running these and managing these campaigns. This is, I would say, one of the biggest mistakes many people make, because all one does is to work out their cost per acquisition on the first transaction only. Let's say your customer, when somebody buys or signs up with you, you earn $100. So you are working out on that first time visit, or that first time conversion, I should say, not visit, because they might make multiple visits before they convert. Now, if it's $100 only, and you need to take into account the cost of goods and your services, etc., and let's say, for argument's sake, that you cannot afford to buy a customer for more than $30. Now, you need to work out what your cost per clicks are, what your conversion rate is to the customer, and so on. But what if you knew, or you worked out that, you know what, every time a customer comes, they come another 4 times in the next 12 months. So now all of a sudden, you got $400, but you got to have this data. And this is what most people don't have, or most business owners don't look at, even if they have it. They assume that the customer comes only once. You acquired the customer. If they don't come back to you, then there's a problem at your end. Why aren't they coming back to you? Is your product bad? Is your service awful? Aren't you going asking them to come back by email marketing and so on? So you got to make sure that you get that customer back, because when they do come back, you have got zero acquisition cost. There is no cost to get that second, third, fourth, fifth repeat custom from that customer. So why wouldn't you do that? Very few companies are good at getting those customers back to them. And by keeping in touch with them, remarketing ads, email marketing, and content marketing, and so on, you'll be able to build up your brand, and then they are going to come back to you. So, what you want to do is to work out your customer lifetime value, because if you know that my customer lifetime value is $400, then you can afford to buy a customer for, let's say, $100 or $120 or $150 compared to that $30. The person or company who is able and willing to pay the most to acquire a new acquisition will always win. So if your competitors are bidding at that $400 customer lifetime value and you are working on that $100 lifetime value, they will outbid you, they will outrank you every time. You will never be able to compete with them. So it is critical and extremely important that you know your customer lifetime value, and if you don't know, you work it out. Let's say you have got a brand new business and you don't have any data from the past 12 months, then you can forecast, okay, this is what I want to do, and you work to that number. Video ads should be at the core and the heart of your marketing mix right now, because it is one of the quickest, easiest, and fastest way to reach your audience. There is no excuse. First of all, everyone has got a smartphone. You can start creating videos, 30-second videos, 60-second videos, and so on. Get your message out there, your brand, service, products out there. It's so easy, it is unbelievable. You just got to get started. If you're worrying about, I don't have a tripod, or I don't have the microphone or the light, these are all very inexpensive equipment. I don't know how to use to do videos. I don't know how to present. I don't know how to talk to a camera. You will make mistakes initially. You will be nervous. You will not get the right message across properly. But as you keep doing it, you are going to perfect as you go along. You don't want to be a perfectionist, because if you are, then you have a very big problem and you're never going to start. Just get started. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or if it's not. Get started and see what happens. We go live every day, every weekday, on YouTube, and also upload other videos throughout the week on a regular basis. Is because it brings us more leads and sales. It amplifies our brand, message, our business, our brand, and I cannot stress how important this is. If this was not working, I wouldn't be doing this every day. So every day at 4 o'clock, one Monday to Thursday, myself, and on Friday my wife goes live on YouTube. And we do this. We've been doing this since last March. So almost 11 months gone by. We've missed a few due to some technical issues, or the internet not working, or we were not available. But you got to make this a routine. As part of your daily routine, you got to produce videos. And the other one is remarketing. If you have got even $5 or $10 a day budget, set it up, let it run, so that you keep on reaching to your audiences. GDN is Google Display Network. So when you do run on ads on there, what you want to do is to exclude the mobile apps. Otherwise, your budget will be blown away in a matter of minutes. And you will find that most of them are irrelevant clicks. The traffic is not very good, you're not getting much results, and your budget is being used up pretty much, in a matter of minutes. So to do that, the only way you can do that is through using Google Ads Editor. Within the interface, Google has removed that option to exclude the mobile apps. So you can't do that anymore. Okay, so now it's time to go to the questions. Please put them in. Don't wait until the very last second because there is a delay in the transmission and I may not see your ads, or I may not see your, not your ads, your comment, and may switch off the live stream. And the URL on the screen is there for you should you wish to have a look at to what's on offer. Okay, where are we? Why can't I get my comments on my check that everything is working? Just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to. There you go. Okay. Hi Adam. When publishing a video to LinkedIn, is it best to upload natively within LinkedIn or should you provide a YouTube link within the post? I used to put up, and it's a good question, I used to put up YouTube link, but every channel or every network now wants the videos or the content to be native. LinkedIn doesn't like YouTube videos, Facebook doesn't like YouTube videos, and so on. So what you do is you create the video and upload to each one of these channels separately. So you have YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of these channels. So we upload our videos to about 8 different social media channels and I think it's about 15 or 20 other platforms and channels as well. So I would highly recommend that you have a workflow which you should have for every video. So every time you create a piece of content or video, upload them to all of these platforms. Hi Kathy. If you are using Google Editor, will Analytics migrate to Editor? No, Analytics doesn't come into play. Google Ads Editor is a workflow tool. So all we do is it turns hours of work literally into minutes, and I kid you not. It is that quick. It really is. For us, the way we set up our campaigns, it will be impossible for us to work in Google Ads if we did not have the use of Google Ads Editor. So without that, we will be working with our arms tied behind our back, literally. So it's a free tool. You Google, search it, download, Mac or PC, and then you can start to use it. But you will need to, there is a learning curve to it, and there are a few videos on this playlist where we have covered Google Ads Editor as well. Where can you see account change history within Google Ads? So you have your first column, which is the dark column, right, where you got all your campaigns, and then in the middle one, which is kind of like a light gray or a darker gray, in there along the bottom, you will see the change history, Adam. Gold Ocean CMOS. Hi there. How many keywords per campaign is a limit? There isn't any limit as such, but what you want to do is to keep all the keywords extremely relevant to each other. And if you are using Editor, you can set up a campaign with 1,000 ad groups, and each one with its own keyword in it. And then you can copy paste them within a matter of seconds, make another 1,000, and then change the match type from broad to phrase to broad modified, all very quickly, and you can run with one keyword per ad group should you want to do that. But if you are running a ad groups with multiple keywords, and you between beginner and intermediate level, I would not recommend more than 10 to 15 to keep things simple for you. Hello, Syed Haider Ali. I set up a campaign for a client. Okay, he was selling a book. He got clicks but no conversions. Can you tell me what can be the reason for this? He was spending $25 each. Really can't tell you. I haven't looked at the campaign. I haven't looked at what was being sold. I mean, you said it's a book. How much was the book? For what keywords you were targeting? What was written on the ad? So without looking at the campaign, it is literally impossible to say so. And also, I'm going back to my slide, managing your expectations by yourself and your client. How long have you run this 25-day budget? 4 or 5 days? It's not enough because you hardly got any data in the account. So this is what you want to do. If things are not working, then you need to make sure that you start changing it. But don't change too quickly after a day or two. You need to let the algorithm work. Have you tried different bidding strategies? If you were working on manual and it wasn't working properly, try maximize conversions and see what happens. If you start to get clicks and conversions, then you can switch over to target CPA and so on. So there's lots of ways to optimize the campaigns. And as I said earlier on, if this was so easy where you just turn on the switch and your conversions start flowing in, the whole world will be doing it. So I'm sorry I can't give a very specific reply to your question. Okay, I think we've covered all the questions today. So thank you everyone for being here with me. I'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow is Q&A day. I've got lots of questions already being sent to me. If you want to send it across to me, then you can send it through my WhatsApp or through our web. The WhatsApp is on our website as well, and I'll try my best to answer that question for you. Or if you don't want to send it to me, just join in tomorrow. Put in the question in the comment box on the live chat, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. So once again, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your time and your questions. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So till then, stay safe and goodbye.